Well, here we are for the youth women's final between the New South Wales Lightning in the white and ACT in the yellow. I'm Russ Gibbs from Capital Football. With me in the commentary box this one is Keane Marshall from the FFA. Keane, looking forward to this game.
It should be very exciting. Obviously, two of the best teams are leading into the final here in front of us. Be interesting to see how Capital Football go against the highly rated Lightning.
It's been a good tournament for both of these teams, obviously, just to make the final. Semi-finals, the ACT surprised New South Wales Thunder. It's not been a great day for the Thunder so far, has it?
No, it hasn't. They've suffered a few close losses, which is unusual for them, but it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out.
Well, we'll certainly see how it goes. New South Wales attacking the goal to our left in the first half. This is early possession for Tara Pender, and there's Rihanna Policina, who's been named player of the tournament. Do you know a little bit about her?
Yeah, she's a current member of the Australian Under-17s outdoor team, so she's obviously a very talented player that can sort of double up and play both forms of the game, which is a pretty impressive feat for her.
Yeah, she's had a good week, as have all of these Lightning players. Here's Duggan, playing it from the back, looking for the run of Pender down this near side. Shadowed by the ACT defence. Early on in all the finals we've seen so far, most of them have been pretty cagey to start with.
They have. It's always sort of feel each other out this time of the early stages of the final, and I think it's just a process of attrition to see who's got the legs to last the distance.
The ACT looking for their first possession is Matthew DeMarco. Ball down to this near side towards Anna Bennett, but you can't quite keep that in. It's been a long week. How do the players do you think they're going to react to having to play this final and the pressure on them after the end of that long week?
Well, I think it's probably not so much the pressure, Russ, but more so the heat that they've had to play in all week. It's been 40 plus down here, which certainly takes its toll. Plus the added pressure of playing in front of a solid crowd here at the AIS Stadium.
Yeah, it's pretty warm up here in the commentary box, I can tell you that as well. As the ball comes to the far post, there's Rebecca Collins, back to DeMarco. She squares it to Bennett. And it goes back to the goalkeeper, who's Bennett again. And supported there, but Duggan comes in and wins the ball. So a side ball for the ACT with Bennett to take. Important to keep possession early on for both teams, and as I say that, ACT give it away and there's a chance perhaps on the break, but Pender slows it down. How have you been coping with the temperatures this week, Kim? 40 odd degrees today?
Yeah, not too bad. It hasn't been too bad at the arena, given it's air conditioned. I do feel for the guys that have been out at the Power Dome and the other venues. It has been quite warm, but it's all part of the Australian summer.
It certainly is. It's like I mentioned, very warm up here. It's a bit cooler down at courtside, I can tell you that. Here's Policina showing her skills, which is tackled by Bennett, and a chance perhaps here for Najwa Allen, breaking in on goal for the ACT. Shot comes in and scores! Early goal for the ACT. Najwa Allen, Bennett put it on, the shot comes in and she scores, and that's a great start for the underdogs.
Certainly is, and it's always interesting to see in finals things tend to level up a little bit. There's no favourites, and obviously a mistake there from New South Wales, and it's certainly cost them early on.
Well, a good start for the home team, and much appreciated by a decent crowd here in the arena, which is building up towards the open men's and women's finals a little bit later on. And the youth men straight after this, so 4 exciting games to watch here. Here's Pender. Breaking onto it was Maxine Puig, but she's lost out, and here comes Collins. Almost. The return over here is Duggan. And she loses possession. That's the beauty of futsal, though, isn't it, Keane? Is that one moment it looks like it's a 2-on-1 chance, they lose possession, and straight away, Lightning on the attack.
Exactly. It's the beauty of the game. You're obviously playing in close quarters. One little mistake can certainly cost you.
Well, the Lightning have been in good form defensively. They've only conceded 3 goals all week. That's 4 now, and what a time to concede a 4th one. The ACT leading by 1-0. Talia Davison throws it out long to Rebecca Collins, who brings it down well. Here's DeMarco, skips past the challenge and wins the kick in on the far side. Here's Bennett. Bit of a loose pass there, here's Policina. You can see early on that she gets a lot of ball gain, and she's their go-to player, it seems.
Yeah, that certainly looks like the case in the early stages. Be interesting to see how she handles going behind early. Obviously, usually, the top players usually come to the fore when they're behind, so we'll see if she can do that as the game goes on.
Yeah, as you mentioned, she's player of the tournament for a reason, so I'm sure we'll see why a little bit later on. Both teams still with the 5 that started the game. Here's DeMarco to restart for the ACT. And in the end, the pass down the line comes to nothing, and will go straight through to New South Wales goalkeeper Taylor Thackeray. Launches out to Peak. Here's Duggan. And Pender again. Almost a bit loose, and Nigel Allen's pounced on that, shoots again, and that's just wide. Loose ball there from Tara Pender, a bit tired perhaps early on there. Maybe that's the end of the end of a long week. Here's DeMarco. And she almost loses out as well, and she does in the end. Here's Peak. Comes backwards, keeps possession. Here's Crystal Duggan, but she's lost out to Allen. Good strong run from Allen into the penalty area, but Thackeray comes out and blasts the ball up. But the free kick is awarded to the ACT in a dangerous position, and Nigel Allen looks pretty lively down the break on the turnovers.
It certainly did. It's interesting to watch Capital Football just sitting in as New South Wales have the ball. They're just content to sit in behind halfway and see if they can pinch a ball on the counter, and obviously at the moment it's paying dividends.
Well, they've been on a couple of times. Here's a shooting chance perhaps, or a set move. We'll see what's happened. The ACT have ball on number 23, Stephanie Coates, on this near side. Will she get an early touch, or will Allen go for goal? Here we'll see. She goes to DeMarco on the other side. Here's Bennett. This is obviously set move, and it's working with Coates coming in, and a fine save from Thackeray. That's one they've worked on the training ground and almost paid off.
Certainly is.
So corner to the ACT. Back towards Bennett, who shoots, and well blocked by Peak, putting the body on the line to stop that one going goal ban. Bright start from the home team, who lead by 1-0. 7 minutes into this youth women's final against New South Wales Lightning. Here's Bennett. Pender has Allen under pressure, so she goes back to Bennett again. And flicked on by Allen. Chance pass for Coates to put some pressure on, but that looks like a foul and a push on the back of Joanna Policina. Early impressions, King, but what do you make of it so far?
Well, obviously Capital Football have obviously done their homework on their opponents, and are content to sit in when they don't have the ball and sort of pry on a mistake, and it seems to be paying dividends at the moment. Well, interesting to see how their legs go doing that in the second half, whether they can keep it up.
Well, this team met in round 3. New South Wales Lightning winning by 2-0 over at the AIS Sports Hall on the international courts there. They've been out there all week, but it's a different kettle of fish when you come to the arena, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a much, I won't say it's a better venue, but it's obviously a bit cooler, and it's you've got a decent crowd watching you, and expectations are high from both teams, I'm sure, so it'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds.
And a different surface as well.
And a different surface, exactly.
Yeah. So it's a side ball down just out of our view, which the ACT will take. Is back to goalkeeper Davidson. Coates plays a little 1-2 with Allen and should get it back in now. Here's a chance ACT, but it just rolls away on that surface. A bit slick. But good football footy once again from the ACT.
It's fair to say that across all age groups, ACT are probably punching above their weight this week.
They certainly are. All the teams, bar one, getting to the semi-finals, and that team was an under-13s team playing it up an age group as well. So they're pretty happy, I know, down in the ACT camp at the moment. They'd like to turn some of these finalists, of which there are 6, into wins. Had a great result in the AWD tournament earlier, and also the boys under-16s winning on penalties just a moment ago, which brought the home crowd here to their feet, didn't it?
Certainly did. It's very impressive to see. It's always good to see the smaller states punching above their weight.
Here's Policina giving it away to Bennett. 2-on-1 here for a second. If Anna Bennett could go goalwards herself, she does, and just slides it past the post. And Nigel Allen had stuck out a toe there. She may well have got a second. But once again, on transition ball, the ACT look very, very quick and lively. Here's Pender. So 9 minutes in, Keane, it's 1-0. New South Wales not made any changes yet. Do you get the feeling this is their best 5 and they're looking to get back into this one with what they've got out there?
I'd say they would. I reckon they'll probably sit in there for another few minutes, and they'll probably start to make a few changes, but we'll just have to wait and see. But at the moment, they're certainly not making a lot of headway or creating a lot of opportunities.
The ACT have made other changes. Lizzie Reed has come on for them. And the first change for New South Wales is Anya Cherry. Come onto the court. Here she is. Looking for an instant impact, but the pass is just a little bit too long, and the ACT can bring it away. Here's DeMarco and Coates. DeMarco again. Lizzie Reed's first touch, and she wins a free kick. Foul by Anya Cherry on the far side there. Chance perhaps to try another set move. Good decision there, I think, by the officials. They've been pretty good this weekend.
They have. It's obviously a tough job, and it's not a job that everyone loves to do, but they've certainly can hold their heads high on what they've done. There hasn't been any major incidents, so it's full credit to them.
Ambitious effort there from Thackeray, trying to chip her opposite number with the kick out. But Davison was alive to that. New South Wales looking to ring the changes now. The ACT still lead by 1-0. 10 minutes in. Policina still out there. Cherry found Melissa Walsh. It was her shot. It was blocked by Davison, who throws it long. And Walsh at the other end defending well to concede the corner. More pressure from the ACT. They've had the better of it so far, despite including the goal. They've had the better chances too. Here's Coates with the shot, and it's fumbled, and half a chance for Lizzie Reed on the back post, but she couldn't quite get there. Thackeray doing just enough to push that one away for a corner.
I think the benefit for Capital Football here is obviously when you're on top in any match, you've got to score, because there's going to be times when you're not on top, you can't concede. So at the moment they're doing everything right. It'll be interesting to see how New South Wales respond to that.
Yeah, there's plenty of time left. That's a beauty again, and futsal is long time. 1-goal lead is nothing in this game, which we've seen plenty of times during the week in all the age divisions. And in the finals this morning, some amazing games that we've brought to you here on the live stream, and including one that we've uploaded from the end of the boys under 15s, a remarkable 7-0 draw.
Was
Queensland and Thunder, winter penalties.
Certainly a crazy game with lots of emotion and lots of great goals.
Yeah, so check that one out if you haven't had the chance to just yet, because you won't be disappointed. Here's Coates looking for Reed, a bit of space to try and turn Policina, but back helping out is Pender, and here's Walsh. Possession lost by Cherry. Here's DeMarco stepping over, looking to get the shot away, still going, but Anya Cherry gets back and does well in the end, but she's given it away to Lizzie Reed, and the shot comes in under pressure well there from Tara Pender, who's put in a good shift so far. Looks a very lively player. Still 1-0, crowd building as we speak. We should expect to get a few more in before the Open Men's and Women's Finals a little bit later on. It's been a long day for everybody here. Here's Nigel Allen to Reed. Plenty of staff been here, keen on yourself since about 7:30 this morning. It's now 3:30, so hanging in there.
Long days, but there are worse jobs in the world. This is certainly not hard work. It's just a matter of being here and enjoying each match as it goes by. It certainly helps when you're in a great facility, you know, as the AIS Arena is, with aircon and all the modern luxuries.
Well, we're enjoying this one so far. We've had 30 minutes. It's still 1-0. Plenty of chance of the ACT. New South Wales Lightning had a bit of ball, but they haven't really threatened Talia Davidson in the ACT goal yet. She's not really been called upon to make any saves of note.
I think New South Wales are sort of struggling to settle into a bit of rhythm at the moment. So,
well, here's a chance perhaps. It's a 3-on-2. Here's Policina leading the breakout. Skips past DeMarco. Goes wide and he gets it back again. And almost a good chance. Probably should have done better there, Rihanna Policina, when she got in. But Davidson spread herself well, and the shot in the end goes harmlessly wide.
Yeah, she just snatched at it then, which was a little unfortunate. So it was good build-up play.
Yeah, maybe the return pass from Cherry was just a little bit behind her.
Agreed.
And not in her stride. But good moments there for the Lightning. And that'll stand them in good stead as the game goes on. They'll have a bit more confidence out of that. Here's Cherry with the shots. Comfortably held by Davidson, who throws it long. Policina's going to intercept that easily, and here's that 3-on-2 again. They need to get back and help out. She shoots, and Davidson fumbles that one behind, but got enough behind it, didn't really threaten her. She looks like quite solid, doesn't she, Talia Davidson, in goal there?
She does. She looks very handy in goals there. And as I mentioned earlier, you just see that the game's just starting to swing a little bit towards New South Wales. It'd be interesting to see if, when they're on top, can they score.
Here's Policina looking to do that. And Cherry. Erin Hobday is bundled off it by Lizzie Reed, but they're going to get this one back in a fashion. Here's Hobday. Policina. And Walsh. Policina again. Patient build up from the Lightning. Looking to expose a gap in the ACT defence. Here's Cherry, skipping past the challenge. Policina again. Bit of acceleration, goes past one in the second, but can't get the shot away. Good defence there from the ACT in the end.
Very well sorted side. It's obviously good to see the girls out there with a really organised back two essentially. Interesting to see if they can keep that up for the rest of the game.
Well, there's 5 minutes to half time, and the ACT still lead 1-0. That goal from Najwa Allen in the 3rd minute, separating the two teams. Since then, you have to say they've been the better side, but New South Wales coming back into it over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they are.
Policina's long ball intercepted. A bit of a lucky break there from the ACT. That one bounced off of Diane Wilson, who's just come on. Here's Allen again, the goal scorer. Back to Coates and Reed. Put under pressure again, and foul called against Erin Hobday, but good anticipation to Hobday. Let's try and get across, put a bit of pressure on Lizzie Reed, not allow her time to build from the back. Yeah, well, you got to take your chances in futsal, Russ. As you know, you mightn't get many. It's one of those games you can get. They can become few and far between, or you can get a bucket load of them. A good turn from Allen.
Matter of taking them when you get them.
Absolutely, and it's a good turn out from Allen. She got a shot away, and Thackeray pushes it behind for a corner. Rebecca Collins comes back on for this one. She might decide to hit this. Instead, she puts her foot on it. Finds Reed. It's been a bundle of energy since she's come on, actually. And in saying that, there she goes, keeps the ball away.
How they've got any energy left after this week, I'll never know. But I suppose that's the beauty of youth.
Absolutely, they'll probably run all day. Here's a chance for Allen to show she's got a bit of energy. To Wilson. And Collins, in the end, just gets rid of it because there's nothing on, and New South Wales will have the ball and the chance to build from the back. Looking to get this equaliser. Even this early in the game, you'd think the next goal would be pretty critical in this one.
It would be. It'd be interesting to see how the second half unfolds when we get there in the next few minutes, but certainly they'll all have tired legs, no doubt. It's just a matter of the will to win or lack of concentration at crucial moments.
I think the positive things from the ACT Kings that they've defended pretty well, and they've not allowed New South Wales any real clear-cut opportunities apart from that one that Policina put wide. Exactly.
And as I mentioned before, when you're on top, you've got to score. If you can't do that, it's very hard to win games.
New South Wales have introduced Renee Blackmore, who's on the ball now. The first touch is just a little bit awry. Too far for Anya Cherry to get a hold of, and Rebecca Collins would take control. Taking their time. Happy to see this one out so far. As it fires one forward, looking for Wilson, but she's not going to be able to bring that down. In fact, we can start again. It's Policina. I think the ACT pressing quite well out the court there and forcing the errors from the New South Wales defence.
They are. New South Wales a little bit rattled just in the last couple of minutes. This is where you need your big players to really come forward and take the game by the scruff of the neck.
They've got 2.5 minutes or so in this first half remaining to see if they can get something back from it. They've tried the long throw on a number of occasions, and again, that one doesn't work. Anna Bennett quite happily to see that one behind, and it's because of that pressure from the ACT that they're forcing New South Wales to do that. Here's Davidson throwing it long herself. He's going to break for Blackmore. Has a chance for Policina perhaps to take on Bennett. Chance for shot and just wide of goal. Just put enough off balance there by Bennett. And she couldn't quite get the angle right, Policina, but she's looked lively. She
has looked lively. As soon as she had a touch wide there, then she was always going to be battling to score from that angle. But
so she's definitely looked the most likely player for the New South Wales.
She has, definitely.
You'd think if they're going to get back into this one, she would definitely be the one they'll be looking to. Here's Collins going back to Tyler Davidson. Collins again. And New South Wales doing some pressing of their own and not letting the ACT settle. We've got just over a minute and 20 seconds to play in this first half. The ACT still lead by that goal from Najwa Allen early on. Policina wide towards Hobday and Blackmore. But it's good pressure from Rachel Goldstein, who's come on towards the end of this first half. Very energetic player, Rachel Goldstein. can score goals as well in the local comps. Here's Policina. Chance to take on Collins perhaps. Comes inside towards Cherry. But Reed has a foot in the way. And he's back towards Hobday. Cherry will start again. And back to Hobday playing the pivot role. He's forward. Good turn for Policina. Real chance this is. And a brilliant finish. Stunning goal from Rihanna Policina in the last minute of the first half. Brings New South Wales Lightning level. And that's what we were talking about, the class she's got.
As we mentioned earlier, she was one of their go-to players, and she certainly turned it on then, and with a great finish into the top corner of the net.
Yeah, a really sharp turn from Policina and an excellent finish as well, and that's put the game back on an even keel in the last 20 seconds of the first half. Blackmore has perhaps a shooting opportunity, but she just drags that one wide of goal, and that'll probably see out the rest of the first half. 10 seconds to go. What are your thoughts on that one so far?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Capital football, obviously, sort of, you know, if you're looking at it, they probably dominated field possession and dominated the ball, but we go into the break at 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 at half time. We'll be back with the second half commentary very shortly. And we're back for the second half of the Youth Women's Final, where the New South Wales Lightning and ACT are 1-1. Expecting much more of the same in the second half and another tight 20 minutes.
I think that will be the case, Russ. It'll just be a war of attrition here. It'll interesting to see how it all unfolds, but the little moments will be crucial. The bad pass or a missed tackle or something like that will decide this match.
Just casting our eye around the team, it looks like the Lightning have gone back to the starting five they had at the beginning, which is Thackeray, Peake, Policino, Duggan and Pender. The ACT have the same five apart from Stephanie Coates out there, so Bennett, DeMarco, Allen and Coates with Davidson still in goal. So the New South Wales Lightning coach putting his faith in the five that started. Here's Duggan. Ball down the line looking for the run of Policino. Bennett comes across and a little shove there from Anna Bennett. And that's a free kick to the Lightning, and I think the officials probably got that one spot on.
I think you're right there, Russ. A little bit of argy-bargy there, sort of leading into the goals, but you'd expect that. Tired legs, lack of concentration.
Yeah, the kind of foul that really annoys coaches though, because she's going nowhere, she's not getting that ball, and even if she does, the angle is prohibitive for a shot. Now there's an opportunity perhaps for him to work something here. Crystal Duggan's over the ball, she's got Policino on the edge of the D. She shoots, deflects off Bennett, and that was just wide as well. It was very close from our angle, we could see that going towards the top corner.
I think we could.
Here's Policino. Duggan again. Peake to Policino. And Pender. Keep ball from Lightning. Here's Duggan again. Not much off Crystal Duggan, but she's certainly got hold of that free kick.
Exactly. I wouldn't like to have been in front of it.
Yeah, blazed it goalwards, and unfortunately for the ACT it hit Bennett on the back. Change of goalkeeper in fact for Lightning. Nadine Knight has come on for Taylor Thackeray. So different custodian. And the ball's broken here too. Duggan on that right foot. She shoots, and that wasn't too far away either. Tyler Davidson, to give her credit and say she had it covered, but it was very, very close.
It's just the case of the young girl there. Too many Weet-Bix for breakfast this morning. Too much power, and that's why it's gone over the top.
Yeah, just a little bit too much. It's DeMarco, lovely chip from DeMarco to Allen, and she almost found Bennett, and now the turnover has given a chance to Peake to bring it in. She's got Duggan outside her. Here it is again for Duggan, and back comes Steph Coates to win it well. And good thumping challenge in there from Peake, and two players going wholeheartedly at that one.
I think in the early exchanges, it's interesting to see New South Wales have seemed to have just picked up the tempo a little bit. So they might have had the rev up at half time, which has certainly spiked them into gear early on.
Yeah, that goal right on the cusp of the half-time whistle has certainly given them a bit of a boost at the start of the second half. And they look sharper side. Here's Duggan forwards to Pender. Duggan again. And Pender once more. Exchanging passes and taking their time, bringing Peake involved, and Pender advancing into the ACT half, but that one's just overcooked from Tara Pender, and the ACT will get it back, but nice patient build-up from Lightning there. Yeah,
like I said, they've just changed their tempo a little bit. They're sort of varying their tempo, where the first half they were sort of flat out the whole time. It's interesting to see how they've just varied their tempo at the moment.
And Coates' pass up line is intercepted, and they'll have a kick in right in front of us here in the commentary position, which Steph Coates will take. Not many options for her, so she has to go back to Natalie DeMarco. And good pressure from Lightning straight away. And Steph Coates has no choice but to poke that one out. Excellent pressing from Lightning. And the pressure was too much for Coates, and it's Lightning possession in a dangerous position. Policino. Duggan. Pender stretches, and she just can't keep that in, and the ACT get it back. 4 minutes and 20 seconds or so of the second half gone, and you'd have to say the Lightning have started the better.
They certainly have. As I mentioned before, they've obviously had a rev up at half time from their coach, and have come out a little bit stronger and a little bit sharper and a lot more dominant than what they were in the first half.
Well, here's Allen, who opened the scoring for us in the 3rd minute. Her pass is a bit wayward there. Has a couple of words to her teammates. She's not happy with their movement. Here's Pender. Coates wins that one. And Bennett tries to turn, but Pender takes the ball off her toes and does well to keep possession. Go back to Rihanna Policino, who I think's been out there the whole time, hasn't she? I don't think she's...
she has. She hasn't had any time off, so she's obviously... she's the one... hopefully she's got the engines to continue on, but time will tell. But she's certainly the backbone of this side.
Here she is again. Bennett going back to track her. Good turn from Policino. Shot comes in. Brilliant effort as well And it flashes just past the post. Superb skill from Liana Policina, showing once again why she's player of the tournament this week. Coming close to putting Lightning in front. Allen turns brilliantly. Chance here for Nazra Allen from the angle. Difficult chance that, clips the outside of the post. Might have been better holding that one up, but you can't blame her for having a go.
No, you can't. There wasn't anyone there in support, so you might as well. If you don't shoot, you don't score. Don't score, you don't win.
DeMarco takes it off the toes of Policina. Very profound. Lightning have the ball again. Here's Pender. Policina looking for the contact, so she knows where the player is. Comes back to Duggan. And she tries a duck from distance with a left foot effort, and that one's just faded wide of goal. But good confidence to have a go from that far out. Here's DeMarco. And Reed. Look how high up the court Lightning were pressing her there as well. Here's Allen, excellently done from Najwa Allen, bursting forward, sliding it towards Steph Coates, but just a little bit behind her. And Najwa Allen there showing her skills. She had a trial with Canberra United pre-season, came a couple of pre-season fixtures, and showing a bit of skill there. Yeah,
it's good to see she's very versatile. Obviously, played both forms of the game, which is always impressive to see, and obviously very pleasing for her as a player. Yeah,
local player here with the Canberra FC Women's Premier League side, very highly rated. Here's Duggan. Good run from Policina, but Duggan didn't see her. Instead she takes it on herself and keeps possession. Does really well to keep possession again. Dancing around, and in the end just does a bit too much and loses possession. But Crystal Duggan certainly got plenty of ability as well. Good skills.
Yeah, she does. She's only a... Yeah, she's only a small frame, but she's certainly understands the game and reads the play quite well. So always impressive. Always good to see the smaller girls or smaller players, I should say, sort of leading the way. Yeah, there's plenty of them in all aspects of the competition at the moment. We'll see a few more later on that have had a big week in both the men's and women's competitions. Seven and a half minutes gone in the second half. Still 1-1. Coates wanting a free kick for peak holding, but the referee not having a bar of that. It's almost 8 minutes gone in the second half, Keane, and we're still nowhere near closer to knowing who's going to win this one. No, it's in the balance at the moment. It's fair in saying that probably Lightning are on top at the moment as far as field possession and possession goes, but unable to put the ball in the net. Yeah, not really again threatened Talia Davison too much. A couple of shots that flashed past her post, but she's not really been calling to make a save of this half. Maybe that'll change on this corner, which Policina goes over to take. Pender goes short to collect. Looks to stand up Allen, goes back to Policina again. Gets it on that right foot, cuts inside, danger in it. Back to Duggan, who shoots and just wide of goal again. But Grenna Policina, when she gets that on that right foot, cutting inside, is a real danger. She certainly is, and can certainly strike a ball probably harder than most boys can. So she's certainly certainly one to watch. Yeah, as you mentioned, outdoor player as well, with a big future ahead of her. Yeah, I'm not sure if she's involved with the W League side. Obviously not if she's here, but I'm sure she'll be one to feature in the W League in the not too distant future, I would say. Yeah, you'd think so if anyone's watching this. She shoots again and off. Davidson couldn't get her hands behind it, and it's dropped into the net. Talia Davidson will be disappointed with that, but that was a pretty fair strike from Policina, to be fair. And Talia Davidson couldn't keep that one out, and in the 30th minute, the Lightning have a lead. As we said earlier, concentration or a mistake will be what decides this match, and that's just what we've seen then to put New South Wales in the lead. Yeah, disappointing from the ACT point of view, as we said. She's hardly had a shot to save all game, and that one, she'll be disappointed with herself, and she'll know that. But there's still plenty of time for the ACT to come back into it. Perhaps she didn't expect Policina to try one from that distance. No, maybe she didn't. But, Goldstein is under that, and it's come off her last. And the Lightning, who topped the group this week, the ACT finished third. So on the balance of that, you'd have to say the favourites are just ahead, marginally. Free kick for the ACT for a handball.
halfway through the second half. Here's DeMarco. Looking to take on Melissa Walsh, who comes in, makes a challenge, but goes down rather heavily. Landed, I think, was it maybe the ankle, or did you think she landed a little bit heavily on the surface? You can just make him the challenge. She's fallen with her leg.
Looks like a hip, Russ, I think, at this stage.
Hip, yeah. Bit unforgiving this floor sometimes, isn't it?
It is. I dare say it's not foam underneath.
Yep. But she's a tough cookie, Melissa Walsh. I'm sure we'll see her back very shortly. In the meantime, Anya Cherry comes on to replace her. She popped up pretty quickly, so that's a good thing. Here's Collins. And Coates. Good pressure again from Tara Pender. Brilliantly done as well. She comes across and wins the side ball. Brilliantly done from Tara Pender, who's had a great game. She's been all over the place as well.
She has. She's very mobile, and it's good to see her out there doing her thing.
Policina's ball this time isn't quite where she wants to get it, wanted to put it, and the ACT have 8.5 minutes to pull this one out of the fire. Policina intercepts Collins' ball, keeps going forward. Slight tug back on the shirt there from Stephanie Coates, and that'll be a free kick against New South Wales. And once again, I don't think you can argue with that one.
No, it's certainly a clear-cut foul, and once again, it's Policina that was causing ACT some trouble.
Yeah, she's had a brilliant game. So, like I said, it's Pender and Crystal Duggan. I wouldn't like to be picking the MVP.
No, it's obviously one that's always quite difficult to pick, especially when you've got a lot of good players out there.
Here's Cherry and Blackmore. Pender again. Skipping past the challenge well. Brilliantly done from Tara Pender. Policina's in a goal, and that could seal it. Superb finish from Rihanna Policina. It's a hat-trick, but kudos there. Must go to Tara Pender for a superb piece of skill to pick her out, and Policina did the rest.
Pender's one of those players that does all the hard work. Maybe doesn't get the accolades that some of the goal scorer gets, but certainly there's Pender's goal there.
Yeah, they certainly seem to know each other's game inside out. Rihanna Policina and Tara Pender, they've obviously played together a lot of times before. Here's DeMarco. Blackmore blocks it and gets it back again. It's going to go through, and Nadine Knight will keep hold of the ball. And Pender this time just sends it up the field. We've got 7.5 minutes to go. It's 3-1 to the Lightning. They come from 1-0 down. Thanks to a hat-trick from Rihanna Policina. Sometimes you look at scores and you see 3-1 and 3 goals to one player, and you think it's been a one-person show, but it certainly hasn't been today, has it?
No, it hasn't. There's been a lot of great contributors to New South Wales, dominance in the second half, and Pender is certainly one of those players. And
here's Blackmore up towards Cherry, and out comes Davidson and catches her. Could have been a free kick, but I think she must have got a fair piece of the ball. But Lightning again, as you mentioned at the start of the second half, look a completely different side. They've come out keyed up for this one. Different tempo to it.
They have, and as I mentioned earlier, when you're on top, you've got to score, and that's exactly what they've done.
Yeah, critical times as well. Right on the cusp of half-time, and 2 goals in 3 minutes around the half-hour mark. Puts them in control of this one. But still plenty of time to go. If the ACT could score shortly, it will make for a ground stand finish. Coates looks for a ball. Runner down the line, she doesn't quite pick her out, and it's Agni Cherry will go across to take the kick in. In fact, she leaves it to Policina. Lightning have shown they can keep possession quite well during the game, so as they give it away.
You just put the mocker on there, Russ. They've just put the ball over the sideline. But yeah, you're right. They have dominated the second half with good possession, and both in their own half and in ACT's half. So. Full credit to them. Yeah,
for all the Lightning fans out there, that bodes well for them with 6 minutes to go, and the fact that they've looked fairly comfortable on the ball. Now they've got the goals on the board as well. It's up to the ACT to be proactive and come looking for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's you got nothing to lose. It's not like there's another game after this, so you might as well go until the petrol light's on and see what you come up with.
Yeah, we might see as Pender comes into Policina, back to Pender again. We might see the 5th player ploy at some stage from the ACT. Still plenty of time to go as Davidson goes down. It's going to break for Policina, who stabs it goalward and almost had a 4th. Davidson blocked the initial shot, and as it came out, Policina sharp again. Couldn't quite get that one on target though. Here's Bennett. Goldstein around the corner. They're giving it away. And there's 5 minutes to play. ACT 1, New South Wales Lightning 3. The ACT took the lead after 3 minutes through Nigel Allen. A hat-trick from Rihanna Policina has the Lightning with one hand on the youth women's title. Natalie DeMarco will take, well, it's a put the ball down, it's actually a New South Wales ball, which Policina takes. Here's Cherry. Pender can't quite get her foot on that, and the ACT have it back. DeMarco. Pender comes in with a challenge on Allen. It's ACT's ball again. Here's DeMarco. I guess it's at that stage now, Keane, where every time New South Wales look at that board, that clock is ticking over like an hour every second, and when ACT look at it, it's flashing along like there's no time left in the world.
Exactly. It's always funny when you're a player, when you're in front, it can't go quick enough, and when you're behind, it you want it to slow down. This is certainly one of those moments.
The ACT coach Louisa Marzotto has taken a timeout. She's in goal for the Open Women's team this week as well, who were beaten in their semi-final yesterday. The team has just over 4 minutes or so to go in this one. If New South Wales Lightning do hold on to win this one at the moment, which they do, where do you think they would have won this?
New South Lightning, where have they won it? I think obviously the young girl of Pender there, who has really been the sort of the Tonka truck, if I can say that. She's been the Tonka truck in the team that's just done all the hard work, and Policina certainly sort of delivered in front of goal.
Yeah, she's taken her chances really well, the 3 goals that they have done. And you have to say the ACT haven't done an awful lot wrong.
No, they haven't done a lot wrong, but it's just a case of, you've got to take your chances, and if you don't take your chances, you'll certainly find yourself behind on the score sheet.
So maybe they're talking about the 5th player ploy now, to try and get an extra player out on that field. It's something that either works or it doesn't, does it?
That's right.
If it doesn't work for you, it can look horrible. But
That's
I guess
right.
in this kind of situation with no time left to go, and as you say, no more games to
Yeah,
play,
you got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. You may as well go for it, and I think that's what the ACT will probably be doing very shortly. Either bringing on a 5th outfield player or asking Davidson to push further up court to get involved. Bennett. That's a bit of a waste there from Anna Bennett. And Lightning have the ball back. With 4 minutes to go exactly. Lightning in no hurry to take this. And who can blame them? Here's Policina. Gets another kick in, this time off with Steph Coates.
For Lightning in these dying stages, it's just all about sort of closing the game out and keeping the ball for as long as you can. Just winding the clock down.
Absolutely. Here's Cherry. Blackmore, good touch by Cherry around the corner for Blackmore. He wins it on the far side, and another 5 or 6 seconds will tick over as Renee Blackmore goes to get this ball. Policina and Blackmore again. It's a touch off of Najwa Allen, but that's out of play. And another Lightning ball. You can see the urgency in the ACT now trying to get the balls back for the Lightning.
Yeah, time is the enemy for ACT at the moment. Time is the enemy.
And New South Wales Lightning in no hurry whatsoever. They're 3-1 up with 3 minutes to play. Looking good to be crowned national champions. And on the basis of their week that they've had, you'd have to say would be churlish to say they didn't deserve it.
No, exactly.
But can the ACT get something back shortly and give us this grand slam finale? Here's DeMarco, deep inside her own half, looking to start an attack. Chugs it forward, but Pender is there again, winning the ball and going forward and winning the free kick for her team. Superb stuff from Tara Pender. Should be up there for my MVP for sure.
Yeah, certainly. She's one of those players that doesn't fear anyone. She's certainly all over the court. She's got good engines. She'll go box to box.
And great balance as well on both feet, left or right.
Yeah.
Here's Davidson going long for the ACT, up towards Allen, but that's going to run away from Najwa Allen. And the Dean Knight, who's been relatively untroubled, it has to be said, in this half.
Agreed. You could see that in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the second half. New South Wales come out, they're a different side, come out more alive. It's like someone gave a new set of batteries at half time.
Well, DeMarco's left. DeMarco's ball in, Pender trod on it, and there was a half chance for Steph Coates and a great save from Nadine Knight, who
it was a great save.
Had next to nothing to do, but there's an injury down here to is it Policina? I think it is. She's gone down at the end of a long week. She threw herself into a challenge with Natalie DeMarco, and time is ticking away. This isn't going to please the ACT. but I don't think she's the kind of player to stay down for no reason.
No, she's been clutching at a thigh for most of this second half. Whether that's the injury or it's something else, it'll be.
So they'll make the change, and Crystal Duggan will get to play the last 1 minute and 20 seconds of the grand final. Here's Blackmore. Again, she's probably one that deserves to be out there when the whistle goes as well.
Yeah, she's been fantastic.
Here's DeMarco. He's probably a good stint for the ACT, certainly never given up.
No, she's a solid defender as well, and just unfortunately she's come up against a very white-hot Policina today.
And there's Cherry. Couldn't keep it in play. The ACT have 50 seconds to try and find a goal. His Coates, but they're at the wrong end of the court. In terms of that, DeMarco's nice little nutmeg on Duggan, but Blackmore read it well and gives it back to Duggan. Bennett comes to win it. And the ball's played forward and out of play. Blackmore. 20 seconds to go. Najwa Allen wins the ball, but it's going to be too little too late for the ACT. Keen, but as we mentioned, Lightning will be deserved winners.
Yeah, they've obviously, early on ACT looked quite comfortable, and then as Lightning got in a bit of rhythm, certainly turned up the heat and come over the top of ACT in the second half.
And Najwa Allen gave the ACT the lead after 3 minutes. And they counted without Rihanna Policina, the player of the tournament, scoring 3 times. Once just before half time, and then twice in the space of 3 minutes around the half-hour mark. It was enough for New South Wales Lightning. They've been crowned Youth Women Champions with a 3-1 win over the ACT. The presentation will be up shortly.
Rihanna is going to receive an award for Our next award goes to the Player of the Championship, as voted by opposing coaches. The award for the Youth Women's Player of the Championships goes to Rihanna Policina from New South Wales Lightning. Congratulations to Rihanna. We'd like to continue the ceremony by recognising the referees for the excellent job they have done both this afternoon and throughout the championship. The referees on this match were referee 1, Kyle Hopkins. Referee 2, Matthew Fraser. Third official, Daniel Matthew. And timekeeper, Jesse Saxon. We now like to call up the runners-up team for the 2014 National Futsal Championship for youth women. Please welcome ACT. Number 1, Talia Davidson. Number 4, Rachel Goldstein. Number 6, Nazwa Allen. Number 10, Diane Wilson. Number 12, Natalie DeMarco. Number 14, Anna Bennett. Number 23, Ebony Coates. Number 25, Lizzie Reed. And number 26, Rebecca Corey. And the coach, Louisa Mazzotta. Congratulations to the ACT. Now for the winners in the Youth Women's 2014 National Futsal Championship. Winners, New South Wales Lightning. Number 1, Nathan Knight. Number 2, Renee Blakemore. Number 3, Andrea Turner. Number 9, Crystal Dudley. Number 5, Erin Hobday. Number 7, Tara Pender. Number 8, Natalie Penman. Number 10, Rihanna Politina. Number 4, Melissa Walsh. And number 12, Taylor Becker. And the coach, Sam Smith. And this award goes to the player of the final as voted by the referees. The award for the Youth Women's Player of the Finals goes to Rihanna Politina. The under 16 boys, who is still here in the arena, and that goes to Daniel Lau of South Australia. Well done, Daniel. That concludes the presentation.